The Aviary is located in Lynchburg, Virginia, in Miller Park. It is a Queen Anne-style building built in 1902. It was designed by the architectural firm of Fry and Chesterman. Fry and Chesterman also designed the Academy of Music on Main Street, as well as the Jones Memorial Library building on Rivermont Avenue. The Aviary was a gift to the city of Lynchburg from Randolph Guggenheimer of New York City. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1980. The aviary's original purpose was that of a zoo. There were monkeys, alligators, cockatoos, doves, parrots, and canaries. In later years, it became a branch library. After that, it was used as the headquarters for the Department of Parks and Recreation. Currently, the aviary is available to the public as event space. It is rented by the Department of Parks and Recreation. During the spring and summer of 2018, the city's Public Works Department undertook extensive renovations to this historic structure.
Originally, when I came to the city, it was on the books when I came to the city 13 years ago. And it was just simply looking at the floor, and it gets a lot of hard use on this hardwood floor. So at that point, it was just a floor replacement. And as we started doing investigations, and the engineer started doing investigations to give us a set of bid documents, we realized that it was significantly more involved. Well, this is probably the worst portion of the structural damage, and it's obviously termite damage. And this is when when this area was uncovered, we realized that it was going to be a much more significant project than just floor replacement. And obviously, this will all be repaired during the construction. It'll be a significant amount of demolition. I mean, a large part of the project is the demolition. So before they can start any of the repairing any of the damage or anything, the first thing they'll have to do is take this entire first floor up, except for that center concrete section. And the top of that will be demolished and then eventually replaced. But then once the demolition has been done, and that's all the structure that's supporting this floor will be removed, and whatever portions of walls that are up here to allow them access to do that. In addition to that, they'll have to do the plumbing and the electrical, and the HVAC is connected to the underside of that. That will all have to be removed and eventually replaced. And then once that's done, they're going to have to do they'll do surveying in here and measurements to make sure they get the floor level, and start installing a series of steel beams. It'll be 18 steel beams that'll be going around here in a radial arrangement. 2 steel beams for every one of these pie-shaped sections. And then on top of that, the joist will be laid, and then a subfloor, and then finally we'll have a finished hardwood floor on top of that. That will resemble this in the design, resemble the original in design. You can see where the underside has been shored up through the years. Over the last 15 years, we've been doing additional shoring to make sure that the floor is secure. So these were put in later. And then these are the original beams that were here when it was initially built. And then this is another group of beams that we put in after we found out that it was kind of structurally unsound. We added these beams just in the last few months for additional insurance. Well, I think the most unique aspect is just the windows. I mean, if you take a look, I mean, I guess it would be if birds flying around in here and everything. It's I don't know that you could afford to build a building like this for birds in this day and time. But it just turns out to be a beautiful building with all the glass and the unique 9 sections square down here reflected in the ceiling. These little pie-shaped sections that are all going to be maintained just like they are. They're going to be put back So shouldn't see a lot of change other than it'll be brand new after it's done.
The Aviary has many amenities as an event space. It can seat approximately 100 people. The rental includes tables and chairs. It has air conditioning, heating, restrooms, a kitchenette, as well as off-street parking. This space is well suited for events like dinners, birthday parties, business and club meetings, and of course, wedding ceremonies and receptions.
When we started looking, we didn't have a long engagement. It was only 6 months. So one of the issues was a lot of places were already booked, and a lot of places were very expensive or far away from Lynchburg. So my dad helped me looking for a venue a lot, and he actually found the Aviary. I had been there once before for an event, but I just didn't think of it for my wedding. But my dad found it, and he actually went to look at it, and just everything was perfect. The pricing, the size of the building, and my dad also did all the decorating, so he knew it was a place that he could really make look awesome for a reception. I liked it a lot. It had a bathroom. It was very, accessible. I really like the features of the building. I think it's unique. It's round. It's has the balcony. We utilized, all of that. We had people sitting up on the balcony and on the floor, and so I just like the uniqueness of it. It wasn't like any other place we looked at. It's a really great size. It holds a lot more people than it looks like it would. So if you want just kind of an intimate gathering, but you still want to be able to, have 100, people or a little more, it's just perfect. Also, one thing I really liked about it were there's so many windows, the lighting on a nice day. We had our wedding in the summer. It was just awesome. Just the natural light floods in and makes it really beautiful. It has really special memories there now, obviously. And even, all the pictures that we had, taken at our reception at the Aviary look awesome. Just the way that it was decorated and the way the building is just made for a really nice reception. So we liked it a lot.
Well, it's a full remodel. When we come into the job, there's a lot of rot that we had to take out, redo. We completely redid the subfloor and the structure, the seals, all the framing. Beneath us that we're standing on was already done by steel structure. Wood framing, 2x10s, 2x12s, subflooring, 3/4 white oak hardwood flooring, pre-finished. More or less, the steel was the biggest challenge because you got 9 points that you got to intersect and they've got to line up with each other. From point to point, laying the hardwood floors, setting the steel, your floor joists, everything had to be on 22 degrees throughout the building. As you can tell, these are the original brick that were not removed beneath the nonagon that we built, the 9 points. They're still here, it's still intact. All we did is pour a concrete slab around the top to set the steel on for structure and support. The view that we're showing here is where all the steel run in and tied into nonagon, where all the points met that intersect that we had to deal with through the build, which makes the strength of the building. Well, now down in the basement, we have new footings, new steel columns. As you see above, we got steel structures, Simpson hangers, 2x10 floor joists on 20 degrees, all new electrical run, all new trunk. All the AC's been reworked, electrical panels in, all the way around. The heating and air has been reworked, checked out, runs fine, running very cool. Everybody's going to enjoy the air conditioning. The train, furnace up and running, the heat's going to be fine for the winter. Everything's brand new down here. Here's some of the old artifacts, the nails that we found in the structure of the building when we was doing demo. As you can see, there's a few in my hand here. Here's some also still in the building that's still intact that hadn't been pulled. The biggest thing on this job was safety. Safety first with Coleman Adams, teamwork and quality. During this build, we had the floor system open. 90% of the time, we was tied off with lanyards, harnesses the whole time, orange paint markings. We made sure it was safe, nobody was hurt, and it went very well. My favorite part about this job is working with my hands, all the trim, the people around me, different carpenters, subs, the community that comes around I get to speak to, Lynchburg City, the neighborhood in general. This is the new white oak flooring we've installed. It's pre-finished. It was installed by Greg Adams Installation Construction. This was all through the building, tongue and grooved. Very nice flooring. The city is getting a brand new, well not new, up-to-date structure, sound, safe, that everybody can enjoy, the community can enjoy. They will be very pleased with the safety, the looks. Nothing's really changed. We took it back to where it was when we demoed it, the same colors, other than the floor color's a little bit different. They'll be very pleased. I'm actually myself very happy with it.
Hi, I'm Troy Champney with Champney Concrete. Today what we're doing is putting down a semi-transparent stain on top of this concrete piece here. Today we're going to put the stain down. Tomorrow we're going to seal it and wax it, and it'll be all ready for our opening day, and hopefully it's going to turn out beautiful. Looks good right now.
One, two, three.
Well, generally, this facility's booked on the weekends, especially with birthday parties and graduation parties, and especially wedding receptions. So it was those folks that were most disappointed when we had to actually close this facility for the renovations. But not only is the aviary used for rental space, but we also have a lot of our programs that happen here. So our dances and some of our special events, especially in recent years, have happened here at the aviary. So it's a heavily utilized building.
I just think it's wonderful that Lynchburg found the funds to make the repairs that they needed to make, which are beautiful now. It got to the point to where a number of us were concerned that they were going to have to tear the building down. But it's beautiful now and should last for a long, long time. And I think all of us really appreciate what the city of Lynchburg has done.
From being a zoo to a library to office space and now event space, the aviary has played a unique role in Lynchburg's history. Now that the renovations are complete, it will continue to be a place where fond memories are created for many years to come.